Hello everyone. I've had this rifle for over a year now and I've taken it to the range countless times and I've taken it into the bush. So I thought I'd give you a 1-year ownership review. I'll quickly go over all of the pros and the cons and then I'll give you my final thoughts on the rifle. I've used the standard Type 81 and the LMG version of the Type 81, and the SR version has the best wood finish by a big margin. They've done a really good job cutting it and the fit and finish just looks much better. It's a notable improvement. I really like the heavy barrel in this one. It shares it with the LMG. I won't go through the pros of the heavy barrel, but you can Google that. The compensator works really well for the rifle, but what I also like is there's a good amount of options to choose from, so you can customize it for your kind of needs and how you want the rifle to look. I've used the rifle in a really wide range of temperature conditions, from plus 30 degrees to negative 20, and it cycles flawlessly. You can choose the gas flow, and even in really cold weather, when a lot of other rifles I've had have struggled, this has just worked perfectly. In general, this rifle is much better than the SKS, and as SKS prices are rising, they're kind of entering similar territory. SKSs are still cheaper, but like I said, with the better wood finish, with the heavy barrel, the customizability for the compensators, it works better in cold or hot conditions. The overall package of this rifle is just much better than an SKS. The action on this rifle is super reliable. I don't think I've had a single non-user error jam, and even the user error jams are really rare. It's such an easy rifle to use. The general looks of the rifle, it looks so cool. Every time I go to the range, I have people asking me about it. Any friends that don't shoot or don't know much about rifles, they absolutely love it. How a rifle looks is often really overlooked when considering a rifle, but it's one of the main factors of the rifle because you're not constantly shooting it. So I think this rifle looks really good. The final pro is this rifle shoots super cheap ammo. Okay, so now I'll go over the cons. Firstly, I've taken this to the range countless times, and I've also taken it out to the bush to do some shooting. And one thing that's always on my mind is it's a little bit fragile. There are so many parts on the rifle you have to watch out for. There's a problem with where the stock connects to the receiver, and that's kind of a known problem, but not even that, just on the rifle in general, there's a few other fragile areas, like you don't really want to be hitting the scope or damaging the wood. Like this cheek rest, I think you could probably break it quite easily. So I'm always conscious about not damaging the rifle. I have to be extra careful with it versus some of the other rifles I have. This rifle is not as accurate as I would like. It looks like a really cool sniper rifle, but when you start shooting it, the performance doesn't match up to the looks. I think with this rifle, I'm typically getting about a 3 minute of angle, kind of best case scenario. That is with bulk ammo, but even still, 3 MOA, it's not the best. You know, when I'm getting between 3 and 5 MOA, it's kind of a letdown for how cool it looks. The accuracy on this rifle is bad enough that I'm going to say you actually don't need a scope for it. The scope feels like a little bit of a waste because you're really zeroing in on a target and then the bullets just seem to go wherever they want. It seems like there's a very little connection between where you're aiming with the scope and where the bullets are landing. If you don't use the scope, the iron sights are almost unusable if you wear safety protection. Obviously you have to take off the cheek piece to be able to see, but even with the cheek piece taken off, if you have safety glasses, it's really uncomfortable because the eye relief height is so low. You basically have to have your head planted sideways just on the bare wooden stock. And if you have over-ear hearing protection, it's just unusable. Another con is it's a similar price to the LMG version of the Type 81, and the Type 81 LMG, it feels a lot more robust. You have the bipod built in, you have the same heavy barrel, the accuracy is exact same between them. So unless you really want this kind of sniper styling, the LMG, I think overall, is just a better rifle. Another problem with these rifles, not mine particularly, but with others if you buy one, is that the body and the barrel are not always lined up super straight. So the body might be lined up straight and then the barrel might be a little bit off to the left or the right. The scope is mounted to the body. So as a result, it makes the scope kind of useless. Already with the low accuracy of the rifle combined with this misalignment issue, You might have to be maximizing your scope's kind of wind adjustment to just kind of get anywhere near the target. Those are the main complaints. I think overall it's a really good rifle, and I'm really glad it's available in the market. In 2024, trying to find a really cool gun that's fun to shoot and it's cheap to shoot is really rare. So the fact that we have these is kind of a bit of a blessing. And although it's not perfect and it has some issues, it's still an excellent rifle and you can definitely still have fun with it. So don't let the cons I've said put you off. If you want to see a more in-depth review of the LMG or an unboxing of the regular Type 81, check out my channel and I've got videos posted up there.